you stuck it out and everything got better for you. A future Laine might say, as if job security and success had already happened. Anyway, in return for his feat of valor, Cuchulain was granted the hero's portion, which was a big meal he could share with Laine. By this time she had already lost her head, quit her job, but was excited for the new wave of opportunities coming her way. She read somewhere that taking advantage of new opportunities was part of her spiritual path. For some reason, she thought Italy was where she was supposed to go. There was a 40-something guy on the train who said his time in Europe wasn't considered valuable among the 20-somethings who had just finished grad school. One of her students was encouraging her about her dream. "You can do it, you're young," her student said. Maybe if she didn't go now, she wouldn't be able to. But why must we always do things when we're young? Wasn't her slow journey also valuable? I guess I'll just enjoy the moment, she thought. These challenges were bringing positivity. Wisps of snow trickled from a hole in the roof, like silver shavings. Alil had now come in and was sitting at the head of the table, with his ever-watchful hawk on his shoulder. The hawk's aquiline beak and defensive eyes were like competitive co-workers. Hathor, also known as Het Heru, was the cow goddess of ancient Egypt and the solar goddess strongly connected to the sky and fertility. Hathor worship dated back to the 3rd millennium BC. Hathor wore a sun disk on her head, held in place by 2 horns, relating to the cow and to wisdom. She was also widely represented as a human-like being, with a pair of cow's ears. She seemed to be telling Laine to set her sights higher than before, reach for the sun, bask in her own brilliance. If she had held back on expressing any of her talents or bringing to light information that would support her growth, now was the time to bring these things into the light. This connection gave her cosmic energy and a link to the stars, star beings, and star potential. Hathor came out of the wall and started talking to her. Laine had accepted Hathor as a divine consort of the hawk-headed deity Horus. But she had not expected this. Jaguar woman from Brazil, who came in through the front door, immediately followed by Sekhmet, the lion goddess of Egypt. Maybe her class of Brazilians and her new boss from Egypt liked her more than she thought. It didn't seem to matter they were from diverse epochs and cultures, all archetypes of strength, wisdom, and grace. Actually, it led to the strength and love she found encompassing her. I am calling out to the strong women, the goddesses, heroines, brave women, spirited archetypes, exemplifying the power to overcome the most insurmountable obstacles. "You have star potential," she said. "Me?" Laine asked. "Yes, you." "Then why are they giving me such a hard time?" "That's why," Hathor said. In modern spirituality, Hathor is the face of a divine race, known as the Hathors, enlightened beings from the stars who are helping people on Earth reach their highest potential. My mind and heart are in alignment at present, but sometimes they aren't, Laine thought. In a story in the Atlantic, it said scientists were rethinking animal cognition. The article was about an animal hospital in India. They gave out antibiotics to crows, removed tumors from pigeons. The story behind it was a king looking out his window who saw a pigeon being chased by a hawk. After rescuing it, the king cut off his fingers and gave it to the hawk in repayment. Peregrine meant of foreign, alien, or coming from abroad, but it also meant traveling, wandering, or migrating. This was what many people and animals did to survive, and sometimes just for fun, to have an adventure. But how much sacrifice it actually took, how hard it was to go someplace new. It was also the name of a falcon hawk. There was a peregrine hawk on Aleel's shoulder. Laine wondered what she had to sacrifice for this hawk, and it seemed like too much. For some reason, she felt like she was a pigeon that had been rescued by luck and fate. Great things are happening for me now. Keep my heart open, she thought. She saw a shirt that said, "Hot girls love pigeons." Another one said, "Stay cool." And a third one said, "Exist without approval." She didn't come this far to half-ass it. She put in full effort, but sometimes the outcome was less than she desired. Surrendering isn't giving up, it's releasing the need for control and trusting in the alignment of my truth. "How old are you?" someone in her class asked. She wondered if she'd make it at this new language school, but knew she was where she was supposed to be. Surrender to what is right now. You may not know where you're headed, but trust that you're being guided towards a place that serves you well. Sometimes it seemed wiser to be a fool, so she just laughed, and her spirits felt lifted for the rest of the class. Still, for some reason, Maeve kept thinking Laine was trying to steal her crow's eggs and directing the crows to attack her. Maeve got along so well with the crows. She got them to do her bidding. In those days, the crows helped the queens and goddesses. Laine could direct them too. Didn't Morgan have an association with the crows? The woman you envision yourself to be isn't separate from you. She is who you are now. Laine knew the teaching was the labor of love. It took out pieces of her, but gave back so much more. It felt like this when she was still working at the school and saw Miss Trogi. "Any better?" Miss Trogi asked. "I saw Shalom crushing his kite in the hallway. I don't know what gets into these kids. I tell you one thing, they wouldn't dare to do that if I was teaching. Have you seen them with Rabbi? They don't do so much as breathe when he's in the room." There was always the opposition, the negativity to combat. Other teachers who thought someone was doing a good job or wasn't and made it known. "You will find your people," Mom told her. Mom was a lot like Laine, except she had a slightly tighter grasp on reality. "You always hoped to meet good people. You always hoped for better days. Speravi e sempre di incontrare brave persone. Speravavi sempre in giorni migliori." And now it seemed they were here. "There, are you happy now?" Cuchulain asked, and Laine turned around. He was peeing out the open door. "I'm doing the watering like you wanted," he said. "Can't we live in harmony with the forests and with each other?" Laine asked. She couldn't stop wars as aimless as cattle raids like in the old stories, or solve environmental crises. But she could leave toxic situations in work and in life. It seemed like she was born to move. She was resilient like a slinky. It is best to know when to surrender and when to put up a fight. Choose diplomacy over hostility. Learn when to pivot, to pause, and to persist. She couldn't forget that Morgan was one with the crows in all the stories. Crow was her sidekick. Since Morgan was Laine at her most powerful, it didn't matter if she got all scratched up by rumors and prejudice at first. To become the best version of herself, hard work beat hard luck. It was a learning process. Laine thought all her experiences were paying off and she was getting better at teaching. "Quando arrivo sul palcoscenico fece colpo." When she arrives on the stage, she is memorable.